Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are y'all doing today? So I am very excited for this video because I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup from the UK, and I want to give credit where it's due. I definitely got this idea from Jackie Ina. She did this video, and no shade to her at all because I mean I really love her channel and I'm sure she's a very busy woman, but I felt like the video wasn't 100% properly like as it should have been because she did use like a foundation from Too Faced, and she thought that Zoeva brushes were from the UK and they're actually from Germany. So but it did really inspire me to do the video myself, so that's what we're doing today. And I have to say it was extremely hard to choose what eyeshadow to use because literally the UK makeup brands are killing the eyeshadow palette game. It's not even funny. I don't want to take the time to pull all the different palettes out of my collection because I'll be here forever, but I will put them on screen as I talk about them really quickly. So basically I decided to go ahead and use the new P. Louise palette because I'm doing like basically like a week of P. Louise videos kind of, so I wanted to use this today, and I really just stuck to this little corner here with the browns and showed you basically the most brown look that you can get out of this palette. But I will say that there is the original P. Louise palette, which I think is stunning. I have the Slush palette from September Rose, which is beautiful. I have the Blush Try Pasina 2, another one I would really recommend. There are Certified palettes, which are absolutely gorgeous. I have not played with the ones that I got yet, but they're just stunning. And then also the Carnival palette from Be Perfect Cosmetics times Stacey Marie, also a super beautiful palette. And then there's also a ton of different palettes from Makeup Revolution that have really cool color stories. I also wanted to mention really quickly that all the brushes I'm using in the video today are from Real Techniques. I have loved Real Techniques for a really long time. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have quite a few different collections in here, and this is not even all of them. I have more in the brushes behind me. I have a ton that are dirty. These are just the ones I was able to pull out for the video today. So I actually wanted to mention that this brush is the first brush I ever got from Real Techniques. This was years ago. They were one of my first brush sets that were like really good quality, and it is still in perfect condition. They have since like completely updated their packaging. So they actually have sent me a few brushes from Octoly now, which is really cool just because they are a brand I have loved and purchased from so many times myself. So one of the brushes I used today is the sculpting brush, which was sent through Octoly, and I really love this one. I feel like it blends foundation out so beautifully. And then the other ones that I used, like I used this sponge, and then I used any one that looks like this with this beautiful metallic silvery sparkly packaging, is all from the Brush Crush Volume 2, which they sent me. So I wanted to use all those today. These were created by Sam and Nick, and if you don't watch their YouTube channel, you're totally missing out. Love these brushes. So I feel pretty good about this video because there are absolutely no cheats here. Everything that I used today, my brows, my mascara, my primer, everything was from a UK brand. The only one I'm not 100% sure about is my eyeliner is from Ciate London, and I could not find where Ciate London is from online easily, but it is Ciate London, so I'm like, where else could it be from? Is there another London? I really hope not. So that is everything I have to say for this intro. If you guys want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Alright, so starting off with brows, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Brow Revolution in the shade Auburn to fill my brows in. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place. And next for eyeshadow primer, I'm going to go into the P. Louise base in shade 0.5, and I'm going to pat that in with the Real Techniques pointed foundation brush. In this faulty game, and all the words you speak. For my eyeshadow today, I'm going to be going into the new Secret Center palette from P. Louise, and I'm going to start off with this shade right here called Fling. And I'm using the Real Techniques 305 brush. Just a tapered, fluffy blending brush. Nothing more to me, 'cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Next, I'm going to take this shade right here called Obsessed. And I'm just going to pat that through my crease using the Real Techniques original base shadow brush. And last but not least, taking a touch of Love Struck, this really deep brown here. Now keep that on the outer V. I'm going to go into the previous blending brush and just go over the edges. And then for my lid shade, I'm going to go ahead and go into the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Memorize in the shade Marie Antoinette, which is just like a nice bronzy color. I'm just going to slightly just tap my brush over that so it's all faded together. Alright, so now moving on to the face, I'm going to start off with the Unicorn Primer Drops Beauty Elixir from Very M Cosmetics. And I'm just going to give that a minute to soak into the skin. So for foundation today, I'm going to go ahead and go into the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation in the shade F1. I actually really like this foundation. I think it wears really well. It's really pretty on the skin. It's more dewy. It's got a decent amount of coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Real Techniques sculpting brush to buff this in. I feel like a foundation brush just works really well with stick foundations because it helps like spread the product a little bit faster than a sponge would. Alright, so for concealer today, I'm actually going to be doing a mixture. I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C1. And then just to brighten it a little bit, I'm going to take the Very M Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Milk. And I'm just going to blend that in with a little Real Techniques sponge. Alright, so next to set my face, I'm going to go ahead and use the Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in the shade Ghost. And I'm just using the Real Techniques contour brush. Alright, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to go ahead and use this shade right here called Obsession. Using a Real Techniques brow brush, and I'm going to just throw that along the lower lash line, kind of blending a little bit. And then I'm going to take a touch of the deepest brown Love Struck. I'm just putting that on the outer third. I'm going to take one of the fluffy brushes and just very lightly buff that out. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into the September Rose Cosmetics Slush Palette. I'm going to take the shade right here called Coconut Milk. Just using the Real Techniques accent brush, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corner of my eye. This is one of my favorite highlight shades. And then whatever's left, I'll pop underneath my brow bone. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and take the Ciate London Wonderland Gel Kohl Liner Pencil in the shade 027. And then I'm going to take the Butter London Double Decker Lashes Mascara, and I'm going to coat my lashes. Alright, so for bronzer today, I'm going to go into the Makeup Revolution times Emily Noel, the Emily Edit the Needs palette. And I'm going to take the bronzer right here, which is called Courage. And I'm using the Real Techniques 300 brush. Next for blush, I'm going to go into the Makeup Revolution Triple Baked Blusher in the shade Peachy Pink Kisses. It just looks like this. It's super cute. I thought it would be really pretty with this eye look. I think that this product is discontinued, unfortunately. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go into the 302 brush from Real Techniques. So for highlighter, I'm going to go ahead and take the Iconic London Illuminator drops in the shade Shine. And I'm just going to use the tiniest amount on the highest points of my cheekbone. Just a tiny, tiny bit on my nose. And then a tiny on my forehead right here. And I'm just going to blend that in with my finger. And then I'm just going to lightly go over that with my sponge. So that's super beautiful and glowy. It's definitely one of my favorite liquid highlighters. I actually am going to set it with another highlighter today just to go all out. So I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution x Sofx palette. I'm going to take this pink shade right here. And I'm using a Real Techniques targeted blending brush. I think I'm going to go ahead and mix a little bit of the champagne shade right here. And then again, just going in really lightly with my sponge. Alright, so last but not least, moving on to lips, I'm going to start off with the Berry M lip liner in the shade Blush. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take the Makeup Revolution lipstick in the shade Chauffeur. It's just like a nice rose gold, cute packaging. And last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and top it off with the new P. Louise gloss. Alright, so this is the finished look and I really love how it turned out. All of the products were phenomenal and I have nothing bad to say about them. A lot of them are some holy grails, some of my favorites, and I feel like my skin just looks super glowy and fresh, and I just really love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And before I let you go, if there are any international brands you would like to see me review or talk about on my channel that I might not know about, please leave them in the comment section. I would love to know new brands and different brands that I haven't heard of before. That is just, it's so fun to discover new things. So that is everything. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.